We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. A lot of times we ask for things that we want, that we desire. We feel for things that we may need. You know, if it's something tangible or intangible. When I say tangible or intangible, physical or non-physical. So we ask for things, but we miss out on them because it's not given to us the way that we thought it would be given to us. So we sit there and we ask for this change or ask to be placed in this position in our life. And things start to happen and move in a way we don't understand. And we take it as it just got bad to worse. Instead of understanding that it has to be a change in us, around us, at times for us to get to that place we're trying to get to. If it's an emotion, a feeling, a thought, or a vision, or a quest. Because you're trying to get to here and you're here. Right? Or you're trying to get to here and you're here. You don't know how it was to be here. You don't know how it was to be here. You know how it is to be here. You know how it is to be here. So you have to be placed in the position, mentally, emotionally, and physically, to go through what needs to be done to get here or to get here from here. So what I mean is, by an example of, sometimes we ask for peace, right? I just want a peace of mind. I want a peace in me. I just need peace right now. Too much chaotic things going on, too much emotions going on, too much anger, whatever the case is. And then, or you've been feeling that way as well, that you just need peace. And then people may lose a relationship, divorce, job. All these things start to happen and you're like, why is this happening right now? I asked for peace and all of this is happening. And all you hear a lot of people say, you get the storm before, before sunshine, right? It's rough and then it's quiet, right? But what that roughness is, that storm is, what it's doing is giving you what you asked for. Taking you out of that relationship, that's not giving you peace. Taking you from that job, that's not giving you peace. Taking you from that environment, that's not giving you peace. Making you realize in a situation like this is not giving me peace. Not that why is all this happening when I ask for peace. But now since you ask for peace, you're getting the pinpoints of things that's not giving it to you. Right? Or the other side of, because it's easy to have peace when nothing's happening. But if you think about when things are happening, what you asked for and what you needed, you can say to yourself, why is this happening right now? How does this help my situation of what I asked for? Maybe I shouldn't let this disturb me or bother me. Right? Because it's easy to have peace when everything's going right. But when you can have peace in the midst of chaos, that is true peace. You can't be easily moved or swayed or emotional. Maybe it's teaching you how to develop your peace when things are happening and you feel you have no control over it. And you learn not to care what you don't have control over. Or it's trying to move things out your life. We got to constantly remember when we're asking for things, when we're trying to be placed in a position that we want to be in, that we have never been in that position before. We're not there. So there are steps and processes to get to that position and that place in life. And it's not just an easy gift of here you go and that's what it is. No. It's going through the blood, sweat, and tears of it. It's going to the mental capacity of it for you to deal with it mentally, emotionally, and physically, and financially. A lot of us lose the place that we were supposed to be because we couldn't push through it. Because we couldn't take the changes that was making in us and around us for us to get to where we wanted to get to. We sit there and we're like, oh my God, and throw our hands up and feel frustrated and irritated about it. But not understanding there's a process for you to get to where you want to be. And it's not an easy road. It's not an easy process. It's not just all flowers and sunshines. It's there to help you to grow. So when you get here, you know where it is, why you got there, how you got there, where it's at, what's going on, what the process is for you to be there. You understand each stages and levels to get there. Remember, you've never been here before what you're asking for, right? You've never been there before. So there's steps and things you have to do to get there before you get to the sunshine. You got to go through the storms. You got to go through the storms. There's no other way around it. You're not going to create the life that you want and the place that you want to be in your life unless you go through the storms. There's going to be trials and tribulations that's going to test you. Test how much you believe in you, and it's going to sharpen you at the same time. Because when you're going through these tests and you're going through these struggles and you're going through these trials and tribulations, when you're trying to get to your goal and objective, you have to ask yourself and look at it and say, what is the purpose of this? How can I allow this to serve what I'm trying to do in my life? How can I allow this situation to serve and help me get to the point that I'm trying to get to? Remember, people run, right? Marathons. And they see the finish line. Or you running and you see the finish line. You know how much heavier sometimes it feels when you see that finish line? You get happy because you see it. But all of a sudden, you feel all the pain in your body. You start to breathe a bit faster. It starts to get a bit heavier. Your feet start to feel a bit heavier, right? Especially if it's your first time doing it, right? Because you got to go through some pain to get to that finish line. And sometimes it feels further than it actually is when you see it. You're like, what's taking me so long to get there, right? Even when you're doing laps, you get past that first lap and you only got 2 more laps to go and you sitting there like, man. And you're already on the second one, truthfully. So you got 1.5 to go. But you start losing the momentum. You start thinking about how long it's taking you. You start thinking about the pain. You start thinking about your feet. You start thinking about how hot it is. You start thinking about I need some water. You start thinking about everything else except staying the course. And all you think about is the finish line, being finished. There's that in between you start and finish that you must do. That you must do in order to finish it. It's great that you started, but the only way you're going to finish it is to go through those laps, to go through that finish line, right? So don't look at things that's happening to you and you're like, man, I lost this, I lost that, this is happening with this, I can't figure this out, I don't have much. No, that's part of the process for you to get to that goal. It's part of the process for you to gain your objective. It's part of the process and part of the laps that you have to do to get to your destination and to that finish line. You have to do your laps or you'll never be able to run that marathon. You'll never finish the marathon, right? You'll never do it if you don't run your laps. It's not going to happen. And you have to develop your laps, right? You got to start with 1. Then you do 1 for a little bit so you get that going. Then you do 2. You get that going. Then you stick 2.5 on there, or maybe 3. You get that going. And you build it, right? Right? You don't get down because you couldn't do all 4 at one time. You don't get down because, my ankle hurts now. Or my knee hurts. Or this hurts, so I can't breathe. You get yourself prepared. You don't say it's over and figure something. You stop. You figure out what can you do. You keep on going at it is what I'm saying until you get it, until you master that lap. And then you go to the next one. You don't throw away the towel. You don't give up on running. You don't give up on your health. You don't give up on your endurance. You got to have endurance for this. You got to have endurance because even strong people and fast people in this life break because they don't have the endurance, the time it takes to get to where they got to get to. You understand? So know that when you ask for something that you may need or you feel something you may need and your world starts to shake up and things start to happen in your world, it's giving you what you asked for. You just have to open your eyes and your ears and your senses to understand, how can this help me for what I'm asking for? What of this can I learn? Do I need to let this thing or person go? Or do I need to understand how to deal with what I'm trying to do within this situation? So that when other things hit me, as I get better and better at it, I won't fold. I won't buckle. How you want $1 billion business and you can't even deal when you can't even get $100 a week on a sale? You can't even push through that. But you want $1 billion business? Do you know how many deals go wrong in $1 billion business? You can't handle losing $100 or $200 on a business, but you want $1 billion business. How you gonna handle those contracts that say, nope, 200 million, gone? Can't get that. Or how you gonna handle when you gotta pay 50 million because something that your organization did incorrectly, and take these fees, and take these penalties? How you gonna handle those things if you can't handle the small things now, or go through the process? That's what the process is there for, to help teach you how to handle these things. So be careful when you're asking for what you're asking for. Just know there's gonna be storms that come with it to shake you up, to change you, to get you to where you need to be. And it's follow that process, and you'll be stronger, and you'll get to that finish line. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity.